This is part 2 of 3. SCP-6025. Those Who Still Fight. Test Logs, 1967. June 8. Data, D-28106. Officially an Italian citizen was given orders to approach SCP-6025-A45 in New York, USA. Results. D-28106 was unharmed and treated as a civilian. Notes. Several insults were spoken by C instances regarding D-28106 in nationality. Said instances were later witnessed being forced to do push-ups and squats as a form of discipline. June 12. Data. D-28106 was given a Thompson submachine gun and ordered to approach SCP-6025-A45. Results. D-28106 was liquidated by sniper fire upon entering the perimeter. Notes. See instance snipers observed Army policy and fired warning shots prior to liquidating D-28106. July 4. Data. D-3333. An American national was ordered to approach SCP-6025-A19, north of Dresden, Germany. Results. D-3333 was immediately struck by a rifle bullet upon entering the perimeter, knocked unconscious, and liquidated via exsanguination within 5 minutes. Notes. Several C instances were observed to fire at once, and at least one MG-42 emplacement was seen training its weapon on D-3333. July 19. Data. D-3334, also an American national, was given a Thompson submachine gun and ordered to approach SCP-6025-A19. Results. D-3334 was liquidated via sniper fire before setting foot on the premises. Notes. It wasn't a problem before, but we're restricting the staff at sites to nationalities historically allied to the country. Head Researcher Green, August 1-29. Data. D-4579. A German national was ordered to approach SCP-6025-A19. Results. D-4579 was welcomed by the inhabitants of SCP-6025-A19 and resided there for the next 10 years before dying of an underlying health issue. He was buried with military honors on site. Notes. D-4579 was known for his connections to the German neo-fascist movement and was originally sentenced to life imprisonment for the killings of 3 suspected communists. Cross-testing logs, 1976. February 17. Data. A mixture of instances from SCP-6025-A8, German, were sent through a Class 3 transient gateway anomaly and followed via camera probe. Reason. Analyzing actions of instances in unfamiliar environments devoid of natural enemies. Effects. Feed lost when gateway anomaly closed without prior warning. Notes. Einstein-Rosen bridge communications by the Phytransm Combine appear to indicate that instances were sent to the same universe as the GOI known as Alexyeva University. Policy revised regarding use of trans-universal anomalies for testing. February 29. Data. See instances from multiple A instances exposed to SCP-2680. Reason. Test of viability of SCP-2680 in containing SCP-6025. Effects. See instances unaffected. Notes. Several C instances were observed remarking about the strength of the substance. March 1-12. Data. An E instance, B-17 heavy bomber, was disassembled and run, piece by piece, through SCP-914. Set to fine. Reason. Assessing SCP-6025 upgradability. Effects. Upon being reassembled, the E instance was a B-52H intercontinental nuclear jet bomber, retaining its anomalous traits and, curiously, its radio voice. However, major sections of the vehicle were noticeably absent, and the existing section was noted to be of precisely equal mass to the input. The instance had also been aggravated and attempted to escape its hangar, which succeeded, and take off. which resulted in the destruction of the object due to the missing sections, resulting in the vehicle not being airworthy. Notes: several researchers have testified that, with an adequate control device, SCP-6025 can be a very valuable asset to the Foundation. However, it has been restated that SCP-914 will not necessarily interpret upgrading in the same fashion as humans, and increasing aggression and fervor while still adhering to the law of conservation of mass is only one of the ways an upgrading request can be misinterpreted. June 16th. Data. Mixed instances introduced to various anomalies unable to be conventionally contained. Reason: assessing use of SCP-6025 in reducing the immediate threat of Apollyon entities, among other uncontainable anomalies. Effects: the A instances of origin were noted to increase their production rate 10 to 20-fold, resulting in hyper-destructive anomalies being unable to destroy instances as quickly as they were being produced. No permanent harm was dealt to said anomalies. However, notes: when exposed to Apollyon-level anomalies, instances are noted to desist engaging one another and act in a joint fashion. November 30th. Data. Mixed instances exposed to various anomalous and conventional effects. Reason: assessing full capabilities of instances. Effects: instances are notably immune to damage or effects from pathogens, anomalous and otherwise, cognito and info hazards, all toxins, heat exceeding 500 degrees Celsius and below -150 degrees Celsius, all physioactive substances, ionizing radiation levels exceeding 300,000 rad per hour, most other electromagnetic radiation regardless of dose, notably reflecting electromagnetic radiation above a certain density, such as lasers and cognito effectors. However, humanoid instances display a tolerance to physical damage similar to that of humans, with an outer shell composed of an unknown polymer similar in physical properties to polyvinyl chloride, PVC. Notes: upon dissection, humanoid instances are composed of separate compartments comprising the head and body. The body section appears to be filled completely with refined lithium for an unknown reason. The lithium is of a purity as of yet unattainable by non-anomalous means. The head compartment is empty, a vacuum in fact, excepting a small pamphlet touting the capabilities of SCP-6025, thanking the reader for purchasing an A instance, and signed by one Dr. Peter, Ph.D. Incident Log B, September 12, 2020. Locale: Foundation Crisis Command 6, or APOCOM 6, located in Redacted. Note: video logs and photographs of SCP-6025-A expunged following discovery of anomalous effects on recordings, causing the brief appearance of cognitohazardous imagery. Staff names replaced with code names for privacy reasons. Begin log 0906. Ethics Committee Liaison, Orwell. We just want to limit the use of amniotics. That's all. Commander, S5, Kepler. Amniotics are just the next step up from amnestics. And you all never seem to question those. Orwell. We have redacted many times. The forgotten epidemic was the result of your subordinates leaking the recipe. Imagine if cognito-effective nanomachines were reverse-engineered by, say, the insurgency. Mnemonic modification is only one of the things they can do. Kepler, if you're talking about infecting the populace with something that makes them into mindless killing machines at the drop of a hat, then you're wrong. The Foundation can't do that. The most advanced society in the known worlds doesn't even know if that's possible. Redacted. Besides, that's why we have fail-safes, nullifiers. Why would we put a fleet of tiny robots into someone's head if we couldn't deactivate and destroy them at any time? Or, well, I don't know. Maybe ask Anderson Robotics when they deployed their little Huntsman vaccine. If one little computer virus from the GOC caused 68,000 deaths across the globe, specifically from the bots attacking the body and melting the organs down, creating a lethal nanovirus that we are still trying to contain, then you would have righteous cause to be worried. Redacted.
Kepler, but we need this. The world's getting smaller, and we don't have as many places to hide in. With amnestics, we spent billions quieting down the press after containment breaches. Because why do entire towns suddenly come down with retrograde amnesia? And then there's cover stories, which would cost an astronomical amount more if we made them for those towns. With amnotics, we just let them off, tell them what to look for, and be done with it. Imagine if there was an incident with 682. We might be able to explain away an antiquated bomber flying over the ocean. But what do we do with a giant expletive lizard that we still can't kill? We'll say it was some freak tornado or something, but nobody'll believe that, because nobody remembers. It's the government telling the people what to believe, and that's less effective. If we modify their memories to match the cover story, then it will be the people doing the talking, which is much more believable. It's a matter of the survival of the veil. If we don't keep our mistakes secret, why do we exist? Orwell, you bring up a valid point, but a phone rings. Assistant. Tolkien, it's for you, sir. Kepler answers the phone. Orwell, it's rude to... Kepler gasps. Orwell, sir, what's... Kepler, shut up. There is a short pause before Kepler hangs up. Orwell, sir. Kepler, something's happened with 6025. Big. Orwell, I'm clear to know this. Kepler, no, you're not. Orwell, are you suggesting that the Ethics Committee is not allowed to know everything we need to know in order to... Kepler, yes. You're level 5, right? Orwell, yes. Kepler, I just got off the phone with 05-redacted, and you were never here. There is a brief scuffle before Kepler fires a syringe gun into Orwell's chest. Orwell is quickly rendered unresponsive. Kepler, now, redacted. Tolkien, yes, sir. Kepler, get me live footage of A56, now. Tolkien, yes, sir. Tolkien brings up footage of SCP-6025-A56. On the screen, there is a launch site resembling those used in World War II to launch V-2 rockets. An Opel Blitz transport vehicle is pulling a modified V-2 on an attached trailer. The rocket appears to have been outfitted with a more advanced, but still primitive, guidance system, an enlarged fuel tank, and an enlarged payload space. Tolkien, looks like an ICBM. Kepler, it is. The radio bleeps as it receives a signal. Agent Perel. Over radio. Apocom, we've got a major problem. Kepler, location. Perel, SCP-6025-A33. A convoy of trucks has just left the facility. Kepler, carrying. Perel, bombs. Big ones. They look like... Oh no. They look like nukes. Kepler, I'm sorry, did you say nukes? Perel, yes. Nuclear bombs. Mark III, same kind as the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. Kepler, where is A33 again? Perel, we're outside of Honolulu, Hawaii. They're being trailed by Pershing tanks. Wait, are they? The radio signal cuts off. Kepler, what happened? Tolkien, they didn't broadcast the closing code. That means the signal was interrupted by either jamming or destruction of the radio. Kepler, we sent them their weekly order, right? Tolkien, yeah, so they must have just ignored it. What's happening to the screen? Kepler and Tolkien both look at the screen. The view feed begins to flicker as it focuses on the building. As the camera continues to focus, the feed distorts more and begins to flash. Kepler, don't look. The feed displays data expunged. Kepler covers his eyes with both hands and turns away from the screen. Tolkien is unable to look away in time. As the screen continues to data expunged, Tolkien begins violently convulsing before falling to her knees. The feed cuts off. Kepler, redacted. Are you okay? Come on, talk to me. Tolkien does not respond. Her eyes are rolled up in her head and blood is flowing from her tear ducts, nostrils and ears. Kepler. Damn it. No. Kepler picks up the radio and dials a number. Kepler. A33, give me a sit rep. Site manager Brooke. We've got a complete containment breach. The instances are already moving planes out. They look to be some sort of early jet bombers.
They're heading towards Pearl Harbor.
Kepler.
Affirmative. We're sending military support.
Kepler ends the transmission. He then picks up the phone again and orders U.S. military channels to be monitored as closely as possible. The radio bleeps again. Foundation Extraplanetary Command, or XCOM. Termites just shot down AV-2 on a suborbital trajectory. From the blast it made, it was some sort of jury-rigged nuclear missile.
Kepler.
Where was it headed?
XCOM. Its trajectory would have allowed it to strike anywhere in the triangle formed by Birmingham, London, and Norwich. Judging by the EMP that took out comms in northern France, it was a 20-kiloton blast.
Kepler.
Are there more?
XCOM. SCP-6025 could have been building these for years, so anywhere between 1 and 1,000 of them exist. Kepler curses to himself, then hangs up. Shortly afterward, the phone rings again. Kepler picks it up. A live feed of an air traffic control channel plays. Unknown, Mustang 7, requesting landing clearance.
Tower.
Repeat. Unknown, Mustang 7, requesting landing clearance.
Tower.
Mustang 7, your IFF is not on the current list. Is this an error? Unknown. Negative, requesting landing clearance.
Tower.
Negative, you are not cleared to land. Unknown, if landing clearance is not received, then airbase will be considered hostile.
Tower.
Mustang 7, you are flying over U.S. military airspace.
Identify yourself or we will shoot you down.
Unknown. Tower, this is no longer your choice. Requesting landing clearance.
Tower. Negative. Identify yourself.
Identify. Explosion.
Communications Officer, Asimov.
We've lost contact with the tower at Pearl Harbor.
We can assume that the bombers have reached their destination and are about to launch.
Kepler. They must be headed for Japan.
They're going to glass the whole island.
Maybe China too.
Asimov. Should we activate Protocol Mike 67?
Kepler. If we have to take a page out of the GOC's handbook to stop a nuclear war, then so be it. Bomb that place to hell.
Asimov. Affirmative.
End log. 0930. Closing statement.
SCP-6025 DOS-A33 and SCP-6025-A56 were bombarded from afar, causing the complete destruction of the facilities.
Tolkien survived, but has been in a vegetative state since Incident B. Both objects destroyed exhibited no further anomalous properties, and equipment instances produced by them have become non-anomalous. In total, 289 casualties were suffered by members of the civilian population, Foundation, and U.S. Navy and Air Force. Once again, a WXK-class global conflict scenario has been averted. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and comment. Subscribe and click the bell icon.